Taylor, how are you doing today?
I'm doing really good today. How are you doing?
I'm doing good also, thank you. Okay, so let's pick up where we got started last time. Last week you mentioned that you were upset because your ex is trying to make a friendship with you while he's in a relationship with another girl, and that makes you uncomfortable and really upset, correct?
Yeah, it makes me really upset because he's not considering my feelings in this. He's just being selfish and wanting a friendship. And it makes me uncomfortable because I'm not completely over the breakup yet. And I don't think he realizes that a friendship can't form when there's still feelings there.
Do you think that he's, not over the breakup as well?
It makes me feel like that since he's still calling.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, last week we agreed to have you meet with him and talk about, how him trying to be friends with you is not making this breakup easy at all. And, you just want to move on with your life and get over the situation and just maybe even meet new people. So did you get a chance to, talk to him?
No, I texted him once and he was kind of, rude with his response, so that kind of discouraged me. So I just decided not to mess with it, and I was gonna text him again the other day, but I got busy, and I keep putting it off because I just know he's not gonna be very civil about this whole conversation. Because in the past, he hates when I try to overpower the topic of whatever I'm trying to say. He just gets angry, and so I don't really like dealing with it. So I kind of put it off.
Okay, well, last week it seemed that, it was really important to you to talk to him so you can get, over him and, set him straight that you don't want a friendship with him right now. So can you tell me why you didn't, why you weren't really able to do that this time?
Yeah, he just wasn't willing to talk to me really, and so if he wasn't going to give me the time of day, I wasn't going to try. Like, I would love to try, but when he's not making effort, I don't want to make effort.
Right.
So that's really, really discouraging to me.
Right. Okay, well, since that plan isn't working for you, do you think we should come up with a plan together in order to get across to him that, you're ready to move on?
Yeah, I think a plan would be great. Anything that would work would be great.
Okay, we can definitely work on that together. So can you tell me how he responds to you whenever you talk to him?
Yeah, the past few times I've tried to talk to him about this situation, he gets really defensive, and he tells me that I'm overreacting and that us being friends shouldn't be that big of a deal. But it is to me, because if I'm not over him, I'm not really being his friend, and I feel like I don't know, I'm kind of being pulled back and forth, and it's making me confused about his feelings as well. And he just thinks I overreact and I should just calm down and go with the flow, when I don't feel like I can go with the flow. I have too much built up emotions that are in the way of that.
Right. And so whenever he calls you, do you think that, do you feel like you're going to be able to feel like he's like wanting you back? Like, do you get those emotions, or is it more you're just upset because you're wanting to move on?
It's both. Like, exes in the past, when we're broken up, they don't call me. But he still does, which makes me think, oh, he still has feelings, and then I get really confused. But at the same time, I know he's not the kind of person I want to be with, and I want to move on. But when he's calling, a couple times a week, it's not helping me move on. It's making me think of the past.
Right. Okay, so do you think, you're overreacting when you talk to him, because you mentioned earlier that, you called him and, he just, wasn't in a very good mood. Do you think that you're overreacting sometimes?
I mean, sometimes I think I can, but for the most part, I'm only, getting on to him because he won't hear me out. If he just gave me a little bit of time to explain how I'm feeling about wanting to be his friend, then I think it would be a lot easier. But when he keeps putting it off and making little snide remarks, then I guess I can tend to overreact because it upsets me.
Right. Okay, so what's the hardest part on actually trying to be friends with him?
Just the fact that there's still slight feelings involved. It's not going to be a real friendship, and I just know jealousy is going to come out and built up anger, and we're just going to not really be friends. We'll just fight the whole time. and the fact that he is dating another girl. She's a new girlfriend, and it doesn't make me comfortable to still have a relationship with him while he's having a relationship with her.
Right. Okay, so the fact that he has a girlfriend, is it bothering you because, you feel like it's unfair, right?
Yeah, I do feel like it's unfair. I don't think he should really be trying to talk to me while he's with her, because when him and I were together, he would always talk to other girls, either just texting or anything. And it would make me really upset, and we got in so many fights over it, and it was like a huge deal. And now he's just doing it all over again to this girl, and it makes me mad because I know how she feels, and it's also hurting me at the same time. So it's kind of like he's just going around ruining everyone's life.
So do you think that she has any idea that you guys are, talking?
Yeah, I think she knows, which also upsets me because, I never knew. He always kept things away from me, and so
Yeah.
the fact that he's talking, like telling her, oh, I'm talking to my ex, that's really makes me mad, and I'm sure it makes her mad too.
Mhm.
So, I don't know.
Definitely. So I'm getting that you're upset because, he should not want to talk to you while in a relationship with this girl, because that isn't right to, kind of sort of leaving you hanging there, and, you're wanting to move on, right?
Yes, I do want to move on.
Okay. So the fact he is calling you a lot, does this make you feel better or worse about the situation? Like, do you feel like there's like any hope in your relationship, or are you ready to move on?
Well, the fact that he's calling me like makes me see that he still cares about me. So if I was interested in having a relationship, that would help.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, the fact that he's still calling me makes me see like, oh, he's not focusing on his girlfriend. So if him and I were to date again, he would just be doing the same thing to me. So there's no trust there. So I'm ready to move on from that type of situation for sure.
Does this discourage you any, knowing that, you're ready to move on, and, maybe he's not?
It does. It makes it really hard when we're both not on the same page, because I think we just think very differently about things.
Mhm.
And it's hard for him to understand my way of thinking, just like it's hard for me to understand his way of thinking. So it's pretty discouraging.
Right. Okay, so maybe meeting up with him and getting things sorted out can help you both feel better about this situation.
Yeah, I mean, it would. If I could actually meet up to him and have a civil conversation, it would help me out greatly, but it just hasn't worked out in my favor every time I've tried to talk to him.
So whenever you are talking to him over text messaging, you said that he's, usually uncivil,
Mhm.
and whenever you meet him in person, it's uncivil. Has that always been your relationship, or is it now that you guys have broken up and there's hard feelings?
Um, it's kind of always been like that. He's one of those people that doesn't like to be wrong.
Mhm.
So whenever I'm trying to tell him, like, this is upsetting me, you're doing this to upset me, he gets defensive and just, like, doesn't want anything to do with it. He shuts down and is like, you're just being psycho, you're just being a girl, like, this isn't a big deal.
Right.
And so it kind of makes me not even want to try at all, because I just know he's going to criticize me like he always used to.
Mhm. Okay, so how about, starting out small and maybe messaging him to see if he's in a good mood,
Mhm.
and then you can ask to meet up with him if he is in a good mood, and talk to him about like how like this isn't helping the situation at all, you guys being friends. Do you think this sounds like something you could do?
Yeah, I think writing out something would be a lot easier, because I could gather my thoughts and actually say exactly what I want to say, because on the spot it's kind of hard to like remember all the things you want to tell somebody. So I think that might be a lot easier, and in a message he won't have the chance to tell me I'm being a psycho or
Right.
cause a fight.
Well, even though, you can, write out, like, maybe just a letter, and, like, just for yourself, and
Mhm.
maybe write down some ideas that you want to say to him, because if you were to meet him in person, it would be, good to um, have what you want to say out to him. So maybe, writing out something before you meet up with him, maybe that could help you feel more comfortable.
Yeah, I think that would help a lot actually.
Okay, so if you start to feel discouraged about it, maybe we can work on that list together, and, we can discuss, some things that really bother you that you want to get out to him. Is that something that you'd feel comfortable doing with me?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I think it'll be a good idea. Um, so can you get more comfortable with talking to him, because you'll know what to say and it will help him see, that he just needs to give you space and let you focus on you and him focus on his girlfriend.
Yeah, I agree. I think it will help if we talk and he can let me live my life
Right.
without him.
Why do you think he is texting you so much?
I think it's just hard for him to let go of a friendship that we've had, because we've been really close for years and years, even before like we dated. And so I think it's just hard for him to realize, like, I am an ex-girlfriend now. I'm not his friend anymore. And now that a new girl's in the picture, like, I can't just be there anytime he needs me. It's just not going to work like that anymore. So I think that's why he's still texting me, because he doesn't get it, like, it's done. An ex-girlfriend can't come in while a new girlfriend's there. So that's really frustrating.
Yes. In the future, once time has passed, do you see yourself being friends with him?
Yeah, I mean, I think after I'm able to move on and I don't have any feelings anymore and he doesn't either, it'll be a lot easier for us to be friends. But in the past, when we've tried to be friends after we've been like dating, it never worked out. We just kept acting like we were in a relationship, and then things escalated and then turned out terribly. So we would have to wait until we absolutely had no feelings for each other.
Yeah, most definitely, I agree. I think it'd be really helpful for you to, sit down with him and talk to him. It seems you are looking to start over and just really moving on with your life. And I think that, you're going to be successful when you text him next. I feel like you're really on the right track and you're really wanting to get, over him and everything like that.
Yeah, I do. I would like for us to be friends, but I just know it's not going to happen anytime soon. And I think if we can sit down and he can listen to all these things that I want to tell him, we can work this out. Because ultimately, if he keeps playing this little phone tag game with me, it's going to hurt his relationship as well, not just his and mine, but his and his girlfriend's. And that's not okay. I don't want to mess up their relationship.
Right.
So
So do you feel comfortable with the goals I've given you, just to, write down your feelings like on a sheet of paper, and, maybe even practice them in the mirror, because that can definitely, give you some courage and, make you feel comfortable in knowing that you can talk to him and everything like that.
yeah, I think practicing it and writing it down a bunch of times would help, because every time I'm face to him in person, I forget what I'm trying to say, and then our conversation goes nowhere. So if I'm practicing it and feeling comfortable with what I'm saying, I think it'll actually make a huge difference, as opposed to just going in there and shutting down and then we get nowhere with our conversation.
Right.
So I think that's a great idea.
Great. I really think this is going to be. Okay, so I definitely think that, with the goals that I've given you, I think that this method is definitely going to work. I think that you're going to be able to come out of this, situation very positively, and, hopefully, with you writing down the, like your personal messages that you want to say to him, I think that, it's going to come across that, like, you still want to be his friend, just not now, maybe in the future. And I think that, you're going to be really successful in this, and that, he's going to understand that, he needs to, let you move on and do your thing, and, create a new life for yourself. And, he needs to focus on his relationship, because, as you said earlier, you said that it's not fair for him or his girlfriend. And, you've been in that situation as his girlfriend is now, and it's not a good feeling. So I definitely think that, this is going to be a really good method, and that you're going to be able to be successful in everything.
I do too, yeah. I'm going to take time this week to write stuff down, what I want to say to him, and just have it all clear, and then send it to him in a message to see if maybe that will help. And if he wants to meet up after that, we can. And if not, at least I've gotten everything off my chest and I can start to move on myself. So yeah, I think that's what we've talked about today is really going to help if I just take some time to sit down and do that this week.
Right. Do you think that if you send it a message before, do you think that he will be more likely to work with you, like, and meet with you and everything?
I think so, if I plan out what I'm saying and just, like, if he's reading it and I'm not interrogating him, I think he'll have a better chance of understanding.
Great, I think so too. So I am really excited about this. I think that, you know, you're going to feel more comfortable about the whole situation, and you're going to be happy that it's finally over and that you can, you know, move on and, you know, just start things over for yourself. So I hope that these goals work for you, and if not, we can definitely set new goals next week. Just really try to focus on, you know, getting them right now. So do you have any other questions or concerns that you would like to ask me?
I don't think so right now. I think I'll just work on my list this week.
Okay, great. I hope you do well, and if you know, have any questions, feel free to call me, and thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.